So it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this important training session. It's on human rights and anti-torture law, the anti-torture law we talked about, which also goes in connection with the international standards which the Gambia government has subscribed to. And that was way before some of you even became police officers. So it's not just because of you, but it's because of the Gambia's position and stance in the international global frame as well. Its human rights record. It's a vital part for commitment and collective responsibility and accountability. And you all play a part in this, especially when you individuals come in contact with you as law enforcement officers. Do you want to be the ones that they say Officer X or Superintendent Y or Inspector someone has been accused of committing an act of torture? Do you want to be that person? No. And guess what? As you will hear over the next 2 days, the law allows for you to be personally prosecuted. No more about hiding behind the uniform. And not just you, him. If he takes part in an act of violence where he's aiding and abetting, you know those words, aiding the commission of an act which contributes or is defined as an act of torture as an individual, he is also liable under the law. So it's such strict liability that we should all be aware in one way or the other. We will have for you pocket handbook, and it just talks about having to ensure that you have the primary objective so that you are equipped as members of the Gambia Police Force with a clear understanding of the legal framework that guides our work, all of us collectively, in promoting and protecting human rights and in trying to prevent torture, acts of torture in the Gambia. And ill treatment. It's not just bim bam bam torture, but ill treatment as well, inhumane and degrading treatment. We will talk about that during the first session, Introduction to Human Rights. So we hope to foster a culture of human rights within law enforcement, as I said. We also hope that you continue to be forebearers and at the forefront of promoting justice, upholding the rule of law, making yourselves proud, making the uniform proud, making the Gambia government proud. So we will also look at practical scenarios in which issues about torture are talked about and how those discussions come into play. And we also hope that there would be opportunities for investigative journalism as well. In and all of this, we understand that the work is challenging. You know that better than I do. You know that. You're living it every day. Okay? So, as part and parcel of that, we're going to have an engagement with a psychologist, a counselor, who would engage with you on trauma issues. Trauma issues for you, when you are with the right frame of mind, you would be able to do your job effectively. So we'll have that as well as part of the session. You are sitting here wearing a uniform today. Tomorrow, you could be out of that uniform. But guess what? Even in your uniform, you could be a victim of an act of torture. You could be a victim of human rights violation. You could be a victim of inhumane and degrading treatment. So it is for everyone, not just them and us. We're here, apart from some uniformed personnel. You think, oh, it's the civilians against us. Before you became a police officer, who are you? Civilians. And are you going to stop being a civilian? Well, guess what you'll stop being? What would you stop being one day? Indeed, because why? You retire. So you're not going to be a police officer for life. You retire, but you would be a civilian for life. But let's just say this is going to be an interactive 2-day session. As you retire, so you're not going to be a police officer for life. You retire, but you would be a civilian for life. But let's just say this is going to be an interactive 2-day session. As Superintendent Kamara has said, we have another batch, which would be on the 18th and 19th. And we look forward to learning together, and sharing together for women and victims empowerment. We were set up in 2019 during the transitional justice process. You all know about the TRRC, right? And you know that the country is going through a transitional justice process. So part of that process, the TRRC made recommendations that there should be one, a law that prohibits and protects against acts of torture. And we're pleased that we contributed to some of the advocacy. And in 2023, the government passed the Prohibition and Prevention of Torture Law. Are you familiar with that? I hope so. But if not, we will over the next few days. The TRRC also recommended a series of training programs for security personnel. For security personnel, you are at the forefront of upholding human rights, the rule of law, promoting dignity. And so this is also part and parcel of that process in fulfillment of the recommendations of the TRRC. We do a lot of other work, but I'll focus on this one.
I am very happy to be associated with this very important session, which will be about human rights and anti-torture law. As police officers, we deal directly with human beings all the time in our line of duties, and most at times, unknowingly or knowingly, we may be violating the human right law of people that we are dealing with. So I find this training very, very important. And I want to congratulate you for being part of those to be taken through this session. Be serious about it. From hearing what she said, the modules are very, very rich. I am very, very sure that at the end of the 2 day session that you'll have with them, you'll go out of this hall well equipped, well equipped, well informed, which will help you along the line of your duties. So I encourage you to be serious about the training. This training, like any other training, is part of the police reform agenda. We should not be doing business as usual. We need to change. And this is why this training is very important. So I encourage you once more to take it very seriously. Ask every question that doubts you. Do not just be quiet in the class. Most of you are seasoned officers, especially those of you working in the station. For my people, recently, many people are taking us to Human Rights Commission on complaints that we are violating their rights. This is an opportunity for you to know what is a violation of right of somebody and not be guided. So take this lesson seriously. But just to encourage you, the outcome of this first 2 sessions will encourage them to continue with the next session and the subsequent session. If you make it difficult for them, when Kinte approach them next, they will say, no, police, the last time we were with you, these are the troubles we have. So we don't want that to come from you. So your presence with them, your participation is very important for this session. On behalf of the senior management and on behalf of the team here, I wish to declare this session for you to know what is a violation of right of somebody and not be guided. So take this lesson seriously. But just to encourage you, the outcome of this first 2 sessions will encourage them to continue with the next session and the subsequent session. If you make it difficult for them, when Kinte approach them next, they will say, no, police, the last time we were with you, these are the troubles we have. So we don't want that to come from you. So your presence with them, your participation is very important for this session. On behalf of the senior management and on behalf of the team here, I wish to declare this session open. Thank you.
Activities across these 2 days whilst you are here. What we would like you to do for us is to make sure you are here on time. For security, time shouldn't be our problem. When you are late, you are absent. Am I right? Yes, so that should not be a problem. And none of you is a new person in uniform. Time is of essence. Take it seriously for these 2 days, which at the end of the day, you will be given your certificate. It is also crucial for your career progression. We have seasoned and well-grounded trainers who will be presenting on various topics. Be attentive. I challenge you. Be very serious. And where you don't understand, ask. Each and every one of them will have their rules of their game, meaning when it is their time for Musa or C to present, he will tell you, you can take note of it. At the end of my presentation, you can ask. Or you can just raise your hand and ask before it escapes, which is also good. All of us will be here for these 4 days, will be in and out. So I urge all of you to take it seriously because the torture-related issues are no go area anymore. The laws are there. The Office of the Inspector General of Police will not take it light, and we should not be found wanting. All of us. Our responsibility is there, individual responsibilities. So let us be very serious, be very attentive, and above all, give maximum participation for these 2 days. It may not be enough, but half love is better than none. So we can improve on number of days when funds are available, when time is there. Our partners are more than willing to support us, but we should also not let them down. Whilst they are there, they come across news of a particular area that police are alleged of doing this. Yes, there are allegations. But why should we even try to when we could have avoided? In the first instances, we go in further. But what is important, concentrate, give your participation on the maximum level, and above all, what is learned here, you also take it there and put it into practice. And help your colleagues also. It may not be enough. You may be 1 out of 5 that are with you in a relief, but make sure that is done in a manner that is professionally deemed fitting, and at the end of the day, you achieve your goals of being professional in the execution of your duty. People before you should not be harmed. People arrested should not be tortured, or they shouldn't be harassed. So all that we will be taken to all of us. We will all learn. We will all be in the class. But for the 2 days, dedicate every bit of your time in this hall. On that note, I thank you very much.